And now, another exciting episode of As the River Churns.
I don't know about you, but I can feel my heart rate going up every time you say exciting.
Yeah, well, happy Tuesday afternoon, everybody.
Yes.
December 22nd. Can you believe it?
How did we get here?
You and I were walking down the steps and we were saying, Christmas Eve is just like a day and a half away.
I know. It's crazy.
The winter solstice was yesterday. Did you notice that today's longer than yesterday?
Yeah.
Yes.
Isn't that great?
The night's a little bit shorter.
That's right.
Yeah, it's funny you say that because Scooter and I usually have this big celebration the last day of the shortest day of the year, which would have been yesterday.
Yes.
So it's pretty neat. And did you know that it's actually been staying lighter longer already? That's been since early December. The reason why it's still been shorter is because it's been getting lighter later in the morning at a more of a clip than what it's been staying lighter later. So it's not until the 21st of December that it actually starts going the other way. Aren't you excited to know all this?
Try to say all that.
For those of you that didn't get a pencil and want to write this down, Tom can repeat all of that again.
Well, you know what? It's going to be a trivia question next week. I can tell you. I'm sure it should be.
And it's just the two of you next week.
Yep.
Oh, that's right. Lisa's going to be away next week.
But
to win the prize, you have to be able to say lighter later 3 times in a row.
I love it. I love it.
Okay, so we'll get to that later when we're getting to the lighter side of things. Okay, yes, we're all in good spirits today, aren't we?
Absolutely.
Yes. Maybe we've been into the spirits. I don't know.
We might have been.
Yeah, because we had 2 bottles earlier.
Yeah, we did. Actually, I think it was 3.
Down to 1.
And now we have 1. And then there was 1.
Actually, our little clip that we had a wine reference to it as well. Yes. I don't know who sent that clip to us, but that was very cute.
I don't know either. Michelle found that, I think, on the internet.
She just found that. Okay.
Yep.
Very good, Michelle.
Yep.
Appreciate it. Actually, I sent her some today. We got some more from another resident, and so some really good ones. So maybe we can use some of them next week.
That'd be great.
Ken, we might have to do like 10 or 12 of those next week just to fill in for when Lisa's not
You could put a
here.
little slideshow together, Ken.
Oh, I could.
I like that. That'd be a good thing to do.
I love it.
Okay.
It would be.
Lisa, I am so excited.
Yes.
The trivia question today.
On the lighter side.
On the lighter side, right?
It's going to be wonderful.
So it's good. It's going to be wonderful. And Michelle is so excited because we're going to get to do the 5th caller today, right?
We are.
Because this is an easy one. It's an easy one today.
So get on speed dial right now. Let me give you the number. 336-389-4103. And it is going to be the 5th caller, like you said.
The 5th answered call.
Yes.
So the first 4, Michelle is going to say, I'm sorry you were the first caller. I'm sorry you were the second caller. I'm sorry you're the third caller. I'm sorry you're the fourth caller. And that's only after they tell her the right answer.
Right.
But this is so easy, I think, that's not going to be a big deal.
Everybody's going to call in as soon as I read this. So
Yeah.
Well, I thought it was going to be the caller with a 5th. That's not correct.
Well, that could win, too.
Okay.
All right, Lisa, this is exciting. So keep calling, right? So keep
Right,
calling until we
right.
tell you.
And don't
Michelle will
leave a
come back in and
message.
say, I've got a winner, and then we can tell you to stop calling.
And you cannot leave a message.
Leaving a message does not work.
We do not get the messages.
Just
so.
if you get the phone, the answer machine, hang up and dial again.
Exactly.
Right? It's like the old radio programs.
It is.
Yeah.
Yep.
This is fun.
Yep. Okay. And the prize today.
The prize.
It's a great combo.
Yes. You heard last week that you could mix eggnog with your popcorn. But this week, we go up a notch.
We do. You can mix your blue whale, your Sauvignon Blanc.
Thank you, Michelle. You should be up here announcing it.
Oh, God.
You have somebody that doesn't drink, and you have somebody that doesn't drink wine. So we're in real good shape here.
Well, Michelle doesn't drink either, but she knows the name. She's more cultured.
I'm happy my wife drinks Malbec because I can say that. I can't say this other stuff.
Oh, gosh.
Okay, here we go.
Are we ready? Michelle, are you ready? Okay, she is ready.
Here we go. The question is,
Who played George Bailey in the Christmas classic, It's a Wonderful Life?
hurry, call.
Who played George Bailey in the Christmas classic, It's a Wonderful Life?
Okay, she's getting up. She's got the
Okay.
first caller.
Remember,
This
you
is
have to be
so
the
exciting.
fifth caller. So keep calling.
Keep calling until we tell you otherwise.
I guess technically you could be the first 5 callers if nobody else was
Well, you
calling.
could.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
And
That'd
you know
be
what?
pretty lucky, though.
And that would mean you're probably the only one watching today, so that's good.
That's true. That's true. Or you may not like wine or popcorn.
Right.
So maybe you just want to skip that prize. I don't know.
We might. Yeah, we might. I don't know. Those are 2 pretty good gifts there.
They are. I mean, the
And even if you
popcorn.
don't like either one of them, you could still give them away to somebody
Sure you
else,
could.
right?
This is dark chocolate sea salt popcorn.
Sweet and salty together.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty
Can't
good.
beat
You can't
that.
get much better than that.
And then you put a little bitter wine with it.
Yeah.
You soak it overnight.
I never acquired the taste for wine. To me, it's bitter. Like, it doesn't taste good. Shouldn't it taste good if you're going to drink it?
I think you have to develop a...
That's what you got to get a taste for it.
Yeah, you develop a taste. It's
Yeah,
kind of
I
like
think
drinking beer.
Boone's Farm typically is bitter, but you can go up a notch or 2. It's a little better.
Yeah, but you know, Boone's Farm, when I was younger, that was about all you could afford was Boone's Farm. It was either that or red, white, and blue beer. I mean, you know, you had a choice between the 2, I think.
Oh
So,
my gosh. Too crazy.
or Colt 45. Now, see, that was the one that I liked. It was the Colt 45. So,
Oh, my.
Does that bring back some memories, Ken?
Bad ones, yeah.
yeah.
Bad ones.
Oh gosh.
All right.
Michelle is still fielding calls.
Yes,
So
and she might be
still,
for a
she's
while.
still busy. She won't let us do this again.
She doesn't like it when we do this.
Oh,
We have a winner. You can stop calling.
Stop calling.
You can stop calling. We have a winner.
next time
see-
we'll try the 10th caller.
See, don't tell her, but next week when Ken and I are here, I'm gonna say it's like the 8th caller, and we'll say it's the 25th or something like that, and just really kind of get her messed up. She'll enjoy that. Don't you think she'll enjoy that?
Don't tell.
Oh, she's back.
All right, she's back.
She's
All right.
back.
All right, Michelle, awesome. How did that work out? Did that work out good?
She says if she goes out to field
goes
another call.
It's okay. You can stop calling now. She just ran out of the room again with a call, so it's okay. You can stop.
Okay, let's switch gears and get into the coronavirus statistics. So this is as of today, and again, as a reminder, we get all of our information from the North Carolina Department of Health and Human Services, their dashboard that they have. So numbers aren't great, and we know that. We know our county is up over 10%, and so let's get into this. So completed tests. So we were on last Wednesday, so today's Tuesday, so it's been 6 days since we did the last update. In the last 6 days, the state has completed 359,000 tests. That's almost 60,000 tests a day. That's amazing.
Wow.
That is amazing. It's a lot of tests. Unfortunately, out of that 359,000 tests, we had 37,000 new cases, positive cases. So that is 10.3% as a state. So that's not good. Obviously, we want that to be a lot lower, but we know it's around us right now. Unfortunately, our hospitalizations have gone up since last week. We're at 3,001 today. That's 190 more than what we were last week at this time. And unfortunately, we've also lost another 312 North Carolinians in the last 6 days as well. We're at 6,291 deaths as a state. So, I just did a couple extra statistics that I thought might be interested. I got on that Worldometer, which kind of tracks how many cases that we have in the world and in the countries and everything else, and I just kind of looked at where we were compared to the world. And so the number of cases, positive cases for COVID cases in the world is 78.1 million cases throughout the world. Of the 78.1, 18.5 million are here in the U.S. So we've got the lion's share of the cases. We are number one. There's also been 1.7 million deaths related to COVID across the world. And in the U.S., it's 328,000 cases, 328,000 deaths, unfortunately, throughout the U.S. I went, because I just like the statistics, I went and looked at the cases per 100,000 residents by county again. And so what I did this week, was I did a comparison of last week, what we were per county versus what we were this week per county. And so I thought it was pretty interesting and pretty telling in some ways, but all of the counties, of course, have gone up since last week. But listen to this. So the lowest one is Durham County, and last week they were 489 cases per 100,000 residents in the last 14 days. This week, it actually jumped from 489 to 542 cases per 100,000 residents in 14 days. Next was Wake County. They were 603 last week, 619 this week. Guilford County was third, believe it or not. But listen to this. Guilford County went from 694 last week to 699 this week. So pretty close to what we were last week. We were the only ones that can say that, quite honestly. Mecklenburg was next. Mecklenburg County, 779 cases per 100,000 residents last week, 824 this week. So they had a pretty big jump. And Forsyth went from 921 last week to 951 this week. Wow. So Forsyth County we're starting to see a little bit of an extra spike there in Forsyth County. And then when we looked at just the nursing home side of things, and retirement communities, 31,032 of the total 488,902 positive cases have come from nursing homes and retirement communities. That's 6.3%, and again, that rate's been dropping a little bit. And then, as far as deaths go, 3,002 deaths have come from nursing home and residential care facilities. Out of the 6,291 total deaths, that's 47.7%. Even that has dropped a little bit, too. What hasn't dropped, though, is the outbreaks. We went from 400, let me see if I can do the math real quick, 481 last week to 517 nursing homes and retirement communities that have had considered an outbreak. So I think it just shows you how rampant this is. And it's not just in the nursing homes and retirement communities. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. And, Lisa, we didn't mention this in our little agenda thing that we did today, but, we're dealing with a lot of situations now, both residents and staff situations, mostly staff here of recent, where just people who know somebody that's going out to be tested, or somebody's spouse works for somebody that works with somebody that just got tested and got positive, and we're having to do all these little scenario things, and we had to put another 4, 5, 6 staff members out on quarantine, not because they have it,
Right.
but because they are
exposed.
connected with people that either have it or in some sort of alignment have it, and so it's just, honestly, folks, it's around us. It's around us, and if you think it's not, I don't know what you're smoking, but you're missing it, because it's happening all around us now, and we're seeing that more and more. Okay, so let me get off some of the bad news and get on to some of the good news, Lisa, which is I just looked on the site for North Carolina Department of Health and Human Services, and they have started a new page on the site.
They have, yes.
And it's called vaccinations. And so I'm like, yes, this is awesome, right? So this is the first time I had seen it on there, and they're showing, as of today, 24,500 people in the state have gotten the first dose of the vaccine. So we expect that to climb pretty rapidly as we go along. You can even break it down by county. So Guilford had 975 of that 24,500, and Forsyth had 828. So, we know that the hospitals have been steadily going at this for almost a week now, I would say, with the vaccinations, and so I think it's getting pretty exciting. I'm actually very pumped about the fact that we could be getting I think this is me that's getting a little bit of feedback here, so I'm going to push this away a little bit. I just getting pumped about the fact that we could be doing vaccinations, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So
And I don't know if we
very
want to
soon.
say it now, but
Sure.
so I think it's good timing. So we've been in constant communication with CVS Pharmacy. I think you all know that CVS is going to be our provider for the vaccination shots here at River Landing. And we got a communication from them today on some dates that they are tentative dates at this point. But this could start as early as January 9th if this date is confirmed. Right. Now, what we don't know yet is we do not know whether or not independent living residents and staff are going to be a part of this. Right. But we're going to do our best to try and get independent living residents and staff as to be a part of this if we can. Technically, and I'll just say this, technically, it's only supposed to be for the nursing home residents and staff. But we're going to see. If CVS is willing, we're not going to tell them no.
Right.
That's for
right.
sure.
Absolutely.
So we'll see what we can do. And as soon as we can get you notice, we will. But we think that the first shots could be delivered and given on January 9th, which would be fantastic.
And Tom, I think you did say it's the Moderna one, true? That's what we're anticipating,
Yeah,
right?
and I think the way I deduced that is that was not said in the email to us, but it's the first clinic date is January 9th, the second clinic date is February 6th, and so that's exactly 28 days. And we know from the literature that we've been getting that the Moderna is 28 days between the first shot and the second shot, where Pfizer is 21 days.
Right.
So that led us to believe that and we had been told earlier, or the end of last week, that we probably were going to be getting the Moderna vaccine, not the Pfizer. I think a lot of the Pfizer stuff has gone to the hospitals, to be honest, and I think the Moderna is going to be coming to a lot of the retirement communities. So we'll see. Exciting news on that front. But Lisa, we're going to have a little meeting about this tomorrow as a staff.
We are.
We're going to try and maybe put together a plan because there's a lot of information that we're going to need from residents.
There is. Yep.
First of all, we need to know that you want to get the vaccination, and second of all, we're going to need, insurance information. We're going to need, there's a consent form they have to fill out, and they have to fill it out twice because it's one for the first shot and one for the second shot because it's a 2-dose thing. So there's a lot of information and a lot of steps that we have to do to kind of get everybody loaded into the system before they can come out and actually give the actual vaccinations. So we're going to kind of put a little team on this, and we're going to kind of start working on that tomorrow. And so probably next week, beginning of next week, we'll have, and maybe even on a show next week, Ken and I can share a little bit more about that and talk a little bit more about how that process is going to work. And maybe by then we'll have an idea whether or not the independent living is going to actually get included by then or not. We'll see. Hopefully we'll know by then.
So really, first step is finding out, do you want the vaccine?
Yes.
So, we're assuming everybody wants the vaccine, but
we are.
But we can't assume. So there will be something going out that you can declare to us that, yes, I want the vaccine. So.
Yeah, and this might be a good time. If you haven't done this already at this point, if you have any concerns about getting the vaccine, call your doctor. I mean, there's no reason why you can't start talking to your doctor now if you want to ask, and just ask them if they're okay with you getting the vaccine. If there's any if you have anything in your history or anything that's, physically that would concern you about getting the vaccine, let's do that now.
Right.
Let's start getting that working out. So start talking to your doctors if you need to in order to be able to feel comfortable about getting this vaccine. But, we keep hearing the education that's coming out is this is not a whole lot different than what the flu shot is every year. Even some of the side effects are pretty similar is what we're hearing.
So maybe soreness in your arm.
Maybe a little soreness in the arm, a little bit of fatigue, which we know. But, everybody's a little different. And so there's a lot of education out there. We're going to keep trying to put information together and put it out on CareMerge for you. I think Cindy's created a file or a category for this.
On there.
So read that information if you have questions or concerns. And we can do our best to try and answer questions that you might have as well. But honestly, I think if it's a medical question, you need to talk to your doctor.
I agree. That's
No,
a personal,
we cannot be answering that for you, and we don't want to answer that for you. So, but that's a good thing to do now is to start talking to your doctor.
Yeah. So that's exciting news.
It is exciting. I'm actually really
that's-
pumped about that.
Me too. Me
Yeah.
too.
Oh, and I don't think he'll mind me saying this, but our medical director had his first shot yesterday, so he got it through the hospital.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So very excited. Obviously, he's a proponent of this, and so that's really good.
Yep.
Okay, Lisa.
Well, the governor was on today. He kind of
Yes.
surprised us today.
Yeah,
So-
we didn't know it. We
didn't
found out
really
at
know he
5 of
was gonna
2,
be
right?
But I guess with, the holidays coming up, that doesn't surprise me. He does like to come on and just let us know where we're at as a state. And of course, the suggestions again of avoid traveling large groups, we know all this. So, but that's the things reviewed again today. Make sure you're following the 3 W's, wearing your mask, social distance, washing hands. And then, of course, they give us the updates on the vaccinations, which that was very positive news. And
Yeah.
they had told us that they added that now to the dashboard.
Yeah.
So that's a new thing on
Yeah,
there.
it's pretty cool.
And they said, of course, it's going to take months for the whole country to get vaccinated.
Sure it
So there'll be a while that we're still wearing masks and things like that and following 3 W's. So we just need to hang in there.
Right.
And but it was just a good update today.
Right. It was a very good
nothing
update.
new changed.
No.
So,
Yeah, we always, every time the governor says he's coming on, we've said this before, we're always
Yep.
worried about him taking more
right,
stuff away
because
from
we
us.
never know. So,
And he might after the holidays. I don't know, but
Right.
I would think after the holidays it might be safer, to be honest with you.
Right, right.
Because people won't have a reason to go out,
true,
right?
True.
So.
Yep. Okay. If you are having visitors or going out to see family and friends, make sure to complete that visitation questionnaire.
Yeah.
So you all have those questionnaires. We put them out in boxes, and they're on Care Merge. So make sure you let us know. We are maintaining a spreadsheet of folks that have given us the dates, so we know when your modified quarantine would start and end. So that just helps us protect you and the community.
Yes.
So it's important that you turn in those sheets, and that would be a big help from you all. So we need your help with that.
And Lisa, we decided that we wanted to do the same thing with our staff.
Right.
So we have sent out something out to our staff, a form that we want them to fill out, because we want to know who's putting themselves at risk at this
Right,
point.
right.
And, the big thing is, the staff are not eating in the restaurants, obviously,
right.
and, they're not meeting with residents and doing those kinds of
Right,
things.
right.
But still, some staff do use our wellness center.
Sure.
And so if they're going to be with groups or with family
With
other
their
than their
families.
immediate family
Right,
this
right.
coming holidays, we're telling them that they cannot use the wellness center. I mean,
Exactly.
what's good for the goose is good for the gander. I mean, we need to have the staff following the same protocols, and so
Yep,
we're gonna enforce that as well. And obviously, we want our staff to think twice about doing large gatherings. So I have a quick little story to share about that. So we have a dining staff member who's young, college age, and she's had a boyfriend for several years, and told us that she loves her job so much here at River Landing that she's not going to get together with her boyfriend during the holidays. So she said her boyfriend's family isn't very safe, and she knows it, and so she's not taking any chances. She's not going to bring that into River Landing, and she likes her job too much here. She loves the residents too much, and she's not going to chance it. And I thought, that's pretty cool.
great.
Yeah,
Yep,
that's pretty
yep.
cool. So we just need to get all the rest of our staff
That's
members
right,
to think the
that's
same
right.
thing.
Oh.
Okay.
Have to mention the drive-throughs last week
Yeah.
went great.
Yeah, they did.
I think that might need to become an annual tradition now.
I'm wondering
The
that.
family, friend, and visitor drive-through, that worked out great. The Children's Home Society, that worked out super.
Yeah.
I think the Children's Home Society, they like that even better than our parties.
Yeah,
So
they did. They
I
were
think
like,
it was easy for families.
we should maybe think about doing
I
this
know.
for the future. So
But it was a huge success.
yeah, and all the generosity of the residents,
Oh my
Lisa.
gosh.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
You want to share with them what we gave each one of the family members?
So each family member received, we initially started off, we asked for $25 gift cards we were doing it to a grocery store, Food Lion. We ended up being able to give a $100 Food Lion card to every family
Yeah.
that came through.
Amazing.
That is amazing. That's how much money was raised through you all.
I know the Children's Home Society folks were blown away from this.
They were.
And then they kept getting all kinds of comments coming from their families like,
Yes.
this is such a blessing. This is such a
Yes.
wonderful
Yep.
thing. We never expected this.
No,
and
no.
how incredible. So,
And the children received several gifts, which they normally only receive one gift.
Yeah.
We were able to just go a little bit further than we ever have, and it just was greatly appreciated. Michelle has put out letters in everybody's box that filled out one of those forms of how they wanted to help monetarily. If you did not get your letter, please call Michelle, because we did have a few forms. We had 6 or 7 forms that people didn't sign.
Yeah.
So we don't know who,
We don't know who they are.
gave.
yeah.
So check your in-house mailbox. If you don't have your thank you letter, please call Michelle, because you may be one of those 7 sheets that we're trying to figure out a name to put to. Okay? So thank you all very
And the
much on
fifth
that.
caller wins, right?
Yes,
Fifth
Michelle will
caller
have
wins.
Michelle will have something special for the 5th caller.
Oh, my goodness.
You know, Lisa, before we get off of this, the Friday night event was just as much fun
Oh,
as the
it
Thursday
was.
night event.
Yes.
And just a quick little funny story to share about Friday night. You know, we did have, it wasn't just resident family members that came, there was staff that came and everything else. And we actually had one car, we had several kids that came through.
Right.
But there was one child that came through that was, I guess she's 4 or 5, maybe something like that. And so it happens to be my daughter was babysitting somebody, so it was our neighbor's child, and they brought her to see Santa. And she saw Santa and Mrs. Claus there, and she said to my daughter, she said, you know, she goes, I think that's a Santa's helper. It doesn't look like the real Santa. She goes, but I really think that was Mrs. Claus. I really think that was her. And, you know, she did look great, didn't she? I mean, it was really cute. It was really funny.
Oh,
And just the
that was
exclamations
cute.
from
Well,
the
yes.
kids and just the excitement. And
Absolutely.
That was just a lot of fun.
And like we were talking, Tom, a lot of kids obviously couldn't see Santa this year in the malls.
No, they couldn't.
So the kids coming through the lines, both on Thursday and Friday,
Yeah.
because we had a lot of staff members that brought their children through in the cars.
They did.
And boy, I mean, 50 feet back, we heard them yelling, Santa, Santa. So they were all so excited. It was well done.
Yeah, it
So
was.
thank you all for your support on that.
And we even had Cousin Eddie here. I mean,
We
that was,
did.
you
We
know,
did have
from
Cousin Eddie.
Christmas vacation. So
Absolutely. So hopefully everybody got to see that scene. So that was special. That was special.
it was
So
special, all right.
we're going to come up with something different next year too.
It went great, though.
It did.
And thank
It
you
did.
so much to our resident committee that jumped in and helped out
Absolutely.
with raising funds and
Wrapping the gifts.
wrapping gifts and
Directing traffic.
traffic control. Yeah, it was great.
And dressing up as an elf.
yeah,
You know who you are.
yeah. She was really
Extra
cute as
mile.
an elf.
She
wasn't
was.
Yeah, it was
She
really cute.
was.
That was a lot of fun.
Yep, a lot of fun. Okay, and also a thank you to First Pres, High Point. They provided us
Thank
with
you.
carolers on Friday night.
Thank you. We almost forgot them.
And the handbells, I think. Handbells, too. is-
handbell choir,
Yeah.
I think they were,
Yeah.
or whatever. So yeah.
that was great. Great support from them, too.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Okay, and last thing, just to remind everybody, exercise classes, we're still doing them on $13.90. So we'll continue that through the holidays, and we'll let you all know when we're back to doing classes in person back in the Wellness Center. But for right now, this is really a safer way to do it, is broadcasting classes. So I just wanted to keep you updated on that. You'll see Jill on $13.90. So, and you might have even seen Jill and Whitney today. I think they were doing a line dancing
They were
class.
cutting a rug.
Were they? Okay. Okay.
That's great. That's
So we'll
super.
keep doing classes on $13.90 for now, and let us get through the holidays, and we'll go from there when we can be back in person.
There you go. So we had some questions,
We do have
right?
some questions, and some of them we have answers to, and some of them we don't.
Right.
So
That's okay.
Some are a little too early yet, but let's go through them. If I visit with my family outside and follow all the 3 W's while visiting with my family, will I still have to quarantine after my visit? I will tell you, we've probably had 50, 60 calls like this.
Yeah.
And I get it. Nobody wants to do a modified quarantine, but any type of visit you're doing with your family, even if it is a safe visit, should we say that?
Yeah.
Even if you are outside, I get that's a safer way to do it, but we are saying anyone that has a visit, it's a modified quarantine. So 14 days from the last day that you saw your family or friends. And it's not family or friends here at River Landing, it's family or friends that are outside of here.
Yeah,
That's
Lisa,
whether you bring them in or you go out to see them.
You know, the hard part about this is if Thanksgiving had gone the way we had wanted it to, I don't think we'd have to do this. But
I
Thanksgiving,
know.
we just had so many residents that didn't play by the rules. And
We did.
so what that does is it penalizes the ones that did, and I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah.
All I can say is I'm sorry for those that follow the rules. It's not fair, and I know it's not.
Yep.
But there is no way for us to regulate this, and so
So we've had to
we
come up with-
had to
it's-
just we
it's
had
a
to get
rule.
and with it being 10% around us, we have got to play hardball. And I'm sorry if that upsets anybody, but we have got to keep COVID out of here. It's all around us right now. We've
Yep.
got to be really careful.
Yep.
So
Yep.
I'd rather you yell at me for being overprotective than you yelling at me because we're quarantining 85 or
Right,
90
right,
residents again
right.
because of something that's
Absolutely.
happened.
We know how all that goes. So
Right.
there's no exceptions to the required modified quarantine. And as a reminder, the modified quarantine isn't the worst. I mean, it's not. You still can order your meals. You can pick them up at the creamery, the meals, your mail. So you can still do those kind of things. When it's a full quarantine, it's a little bit harder. You don't get to leave your home.
That's right.
So look at it this way, if you really want that opportunity to visit with family, you can have that. But then follow the modified quarantine afterwards. That way you're protecting the community just in case,
Right.
just in case. Okay, if I'm working out on the exercise equipment and I'm far away from someone, can I take my mask off to exercise? Unfortunately, the answer is no. That's a mandate from the governor.
Right.
So masks are required in the wellness area. So I know it's not easy, trust me.
Yeah,
We've
we're
played
playing pickleball with masks on.
with masks on,
and it's not fun.
that easy.
No, it's not fun.
But we know if we want to do that activity,
Yeah.
that's a price we pay is we have to wear a mask.
The activity
So-
to me is more important than not being able to wear
Yep,
a mask.
yep,
So
absolutely.
yeah.
So masks are required, and that was a governor's order. So anytime in the wellness area. Okay, this one is where I don't really have a lot of answers for you on, but I promised I would ask it. Phase 1B includes those individuals who are over 75. That is probably a significant percentage of the independent living population at River Landing. Will the 65 to 74 people, will they be left out of the 1B at River Landing? Will CVS Walgreens be coming to our campus to do multiple vaccination clinics? I know there are people who are under 75 who are in immunosuppressed category. Will they be able to get the vaccine along with Phase 1B people?
yeah.
We just don't. We don't have the answers on all that yet. We're still getting confirmation whether or not independent folks will be able to receive it under the first wave here of the clinic.
Yeah, we're
So
trying
we
not
just
to
don't
put
know
our
yet.
eggs under one basket here, but if we can get the independent living residents through this clinic
Right.
that we are
Then we
supposed to
don't
be
have to
just for
worry
the
about all
healthcare
these
resident,
categories.
then none of this will matter at
Right,
that point.
right.
But if we can't, then we're going to have to dive into some of this stuff. and see.
Exactly.
So,
So we just don't have a specific answer yet, but
right.
maybe we'll get more answers as we get through this week and next. Okay, this next one, Tom. We've had this asked a lot, okay?
Yeah.
So let me try to dive into this one. My family wants to meet me in a parking lot and give me my Christmas presents and me give them theirs. I would open my trunk. They would transfer the gifts between the trunks. So they'd take it out of my trunk, put my gifts in their trunk, swapping of trunks, okay? We would not visit or have any physical contact. I would not get out of my car. It would be like when I go to the grocery store and open my trunk for the store to put my bags in. Would I have to do a modified quarantine since I've had no physical contact or visit with them? I'm not visiting or having no physical contact. Would we consider this a visit, Tom? Is this a visit? We're kind of dicing hairs here.
Well, It's funny because you and I talked about this about 5 minutes before the show to decide which way we were going to go with this. And we came up with reasons on both sides.
We did.
You know, it's like, no, we're not making any exceptions. And then the other part of this was, well, if this saves somebody from actually having a true visit and a longer visit with their family and put themselves more at risk, do we make an exception for this? And
Oh,
this is going to open up a can of worms. Yes, we'll make an exception for this particular situation, but you need to talk to Cindy. Anybody that's considering to do this, I want to have it on record that you did this. And you cannot be hugging your family members. You cannot get out of your vehicle. You need to stay in your vehicle. Your family member needs to transfer the gifts from one car to the next, and you don't have any interaction with them other than to wave at them. If that's what you're doing, we won't consider that a visit then at that point, and you can not have to modify quarantine. But that is the only way you can do it. And I'm really hesitant to do that. I'm going to say it because, you know, we give exceptions or we make, and then people just take advantage of that. And it puts us in a bad position that we have to try and answer this question. But if this will save people from actually going and visiting family members, then that's what pushes me over the edge to allow this to happen. So
it's only if you're not getting out of your vehicle, you're having no touch with anybody,
That's right.
You're not visiting. It's truly a trunk swap.
it's a trunk swap of presents.
That's
is what
all it
it
is.
And then you're driving back to River Landing, and they're driving off to their
Right,
thing.
right.
And you can do a call with them later and open up gifts, you know, by phone or whatever, or Zoom or whatever. I get it. We won't consider that a visit. I'm not happy about that, but
Yeah.
I won't consider it a visit. But it needs to be registered through Cindy.
Yep.
Okay, we'll probably pay for that one, Lisa, but that's
Yep.
okay.
Okay, Ken.
Yeah, Ken.
That's a
We
great
end on a really
segue
good
into
note
Ken. Why don't you?
I was thinking of alternative, drive-by Christmas drops, where they drive down Sandy Ridge Road and just toss the packages on the side of the road, and we get somebody from security to bring
I
them
like
in.
that. No, your family could drop off the gifts,
They could.
right?
They could.
Because it could be too tempting to say, I'm going to meet in the parking lot.
Right.
And then you not be able to follow through with that. I get that.
Right.
So if it's easier for you to just have your family drop off the gifts, we can do the
We can
transfer
handle
of
that.
that.
We can handle
Yes, yes.
that. And that would be the preferred way, to
It
be
would.
honest with you.
It would. I think so.
Yeah.
Ken?
Oh, boy,
But ask your family not to throw them out the window at us. That
No,
would be
no,
not
it's not the
good, Ken.
drive-through
I don't know
throw.
that we want to drive through kind of throwing, they're still
Yeah,
going.
especially if they're fragile. They wouldn't
Yeah.
land very well.
Fragile.
So,
Lisa!
My cousin Bubba Bob
Yeah.
that was going to be here for the
Yep.
reverse raffle.
Yep.
He has sent me some stuff for Christmas and wanted me to wish everyone a Merry Texas Christmas.
Of course.
Oh,
And so I thought I would share some Texas Christmas with Bubba Bob. So if we can.
okay.
Yeah. So Merry Christmas from Texas. This is
Oh.
one of his cows. Actually, I think that's a steer.
So
I think it's a cow.
where is he getting the electric from?
Yeah, I think that's a battery operated.
Oh,
light
okay,
set.
hopefully.
Yeah. Did you know that Santa's brother lives in Texas?
No.
Oh.
Yep, just outside of Houston. Here's Bubba Claus.
Bubba Claus.
Yep. Yep. The next one is the next one.
That looks
here-
like the RV we had here on Friday night.
The next picture here is of my cousin Bubba and his family.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
That's his wife, Bobby Faye, and of course their children. And you just look at that and you think the future is bright, isn't it, in our country?
That's Cousin Eddie,
Yeah.
isn't it?
It looks a little bit like Cousin Eddie.
No, that's Bubba.
That's
That's
Bubba?
Bubba with
Okay.
his with
Is
his
Bubba's real name Eddie?
with his hair. No, with his hair cut that he
Looks
does.
like there's another one on the way.
Yes, there does look
Okay,
like there's another
okay.
one on the way. Yep.
But there's really
Okay.
not.
He sent me this. They have trailer contests where they live, and this next trailer won the best Christmas decoration
Oh,
contest.
Wow.
You see the Santa Volkswagen sleigh there with
Yes.
the reindeer. That's pretty impressive.
You know what's neat is my first car was a red Volkswagen. It looked just like that.
That may be it, actually. They may have reclaimed it.
Yeah, see, I got it right here. Look, see?
Yes.
Yep, that's true.
There it is, right there.
Yep.
They can't see that.
Bubba tells me that Santa actually comes down to this area during the summertime
Oh, really?
to hang out. Here he is outside one of the trailers. That's Santa during the summer. There's some new ornaments that have come out in Texas this year, and Bubba sent me, here's one of them.
Oh, my gosh.
This is a 2020 toilet paper roll Christmas ornament. I think it looks lovely, and it's useful, too.
It's useful.
Wow.
Yep. Here's another. I like this one. I think this is Santa wishing 2020 a happy goodbye.
Yeah.
That's what I think there. Okay. So here's some Christmas cards that I've been thinking about sending to Bubba this year. And this is one with Santa. He's got this deer on a deer. And I don't know if you can see it, but the guy there on the left is aiming his rifle at the deer. And it says, thanks, Santa, like for holding the deer for me.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, of course, that's a way to say Merry Christmas. I'm
Yeah.
thinking about this one, too. Holiday greetings from your clan in North Carolina. I kind of like that one. I like this one, too. Merry Christmas. Better hide your wives, children, pets, pizza, and root beer. I kind of like this one, too. There's a theme on these next two. Merry Christmas from my trailer to yours. And it's the most wonderful time for a beer.
Yes, it is.
You could sing that if you wanted to. And then my favorite, let's get baked. So there you go.
I love it.
Wow.
Thank you, Bubba.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's some good stuff from Bubba.
That's a Merry Texas Christmas.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
Absolutely.
Tell Bubba we appreciate him thinking
Yeah, I
of
will
us
tell
for
him.
Christmas. Well, after the reviews from the first raffle, I think you can count on it.
I think it's a guarantee.
Somebody told me that, and I think they were kidding. They said, the next time that you bring that combination of two back, they're out of here. All right. So Lisa,
Okay,
birthdays.
we have lots of birthdays.
Yes.
Okay, so we're going to go through up through Sunday. So yesterday we had Roger Cooper.
Okay.
Today we have Kathy Coe.
Happy birthday.
Wednesday we have Ann Powell.
Okay.
Then on Christmas Eve,
Wow, there's a lot of them.
Pearl Cray, Nan Goodson, Agnes Farthing, and Gwen Jackson.
Wow, that's awesome.
Wow.
Christmas Day we have Linda Bowers. And on Saturday we have Steve Lloyd, Carol Willauer, and Mark Toma. And Sunday, we have Paul Collins, Ann Mabry, Mary Kay Gobris, Ron Stamey, and Linda Stamey.
Oh.
Is that not crazy?
That's
A
interesting.
couple the same day. I hope Brian had that right. So I'm just going by what information I'm given. So
This information has not been verified.
okay, we think we're good on that. But that's
Okay.
interesting that a couple would have the same birthday.
That's pretty
So,
neat, huh?
Wonder how often that happens.
Yeah.
It's hard to forget your spouse's birthday.
Well, it is, isn't it?
Yes, yeah, if they share it.
That's smart. You're right. Oh,
Valentine's Day.
Michelle
huh?
said she has friends that their birthdays are both on Valentine's Day, that they're spouses. So,
Very
cool.
good. Very good.
Okay, for staff birthdays,
Yeah.
Monday we had Holly Moore in dining.
Okay.
Today we have Catherine Randolph in public safety.
Okay.
Christmas Eve, we have Jane Hall in medical records. And me.
Lisa!
Woohoo!
Wow.
Lisa's birthday.
Christmas Day, Josh Boyd in Golf and Grounds. And Saturday, we have Phyllis Jones
Jones.
in EVS. And Sunday, Erica Staton in Dining.
Yeah.
So a lot of great birthdays.
We forgot one.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did.
So, Lisa, I've always wanted to ask you this. With your birthday being on Christmas Eve, did you ever feel cheated, that your birthday just was kind of a second fiddle, so to speak, because of that?
I never did. My parents always made sure, obviously when I was younger in school,
Yeah.
they would do my birthday like the weekend before, so that
Right.
way I could have the kids come and all that good stuff. But we always did it Christmas Eve morning when I woke up. Our house we decorated for birthday, so my mom would put up the streamers and all that kind of
good.
stuff. So up until 5 o'clock, we'd celebrate birthday.
Cool.
Then at 5 o'clock, all that would come down, and we'd go to church, and we came home and did Christmas.
Wow.
Clear
So-
demarcation.
It was a clear, but I knew that. I mean,
Okay.
I always could count on, I had a designated time for birthday. So really, I was never, and they never did joint gifts. I always had separate gifts for both. In the morning was birthday gifts, afternoon, evening was Christmas gifts. So I never was cheated, never.
You're very lucky. I would have put the presents under the tree and said the day before, go get you a couple there for your birthday.
Yeah, that would have
my
felt
gosh.
cheated, like you were cheated for sure.
That's crazy. So, no, I was always very fortunate
Well,
with
that's
that.
cool. Well, I hope
So-
all of our other birthdays that are right around Christmas that they had
I
that
hope
same
so, too.
experience. So.
Yes. Okay.
All right, we're at the trivia winner
We're
time.
at the trivia, and I know we have a winner.
Yes.
So let's see.
Our fifth caller.
Okay. So the question was, who played George Bailey in the Christmas classic, It's a Wonderful Life?
And the collective
think-
world says
You all know what the answer is.
yes.
Jimmy Stewart.
Jimmy Stewart.
Jimmy Stewart.
Jimmy Stewart.
That's
Okay.
good. You got to come with Jimmy Stewart one time for the reverse raffle. That'd be hard to do, wouldn't it? That's
So the fifth caller and the winner is Judy Thompson. So
oh.
I think she's a new winner. I don't
Yeah, I
know
don't
that
think
we've
she's
ever
won
had,
before. I don't remember that name. So
I don't
that-
think we've ever had her win before. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Michelle, how many people you think called in?
At least 5.
She's, she, she answered as quick as she could.
Yeah.
But she saw the calls
Actually-
just rolling in.
She did it really well, I thought,
So-
because that was pretty quick that she got through the first 4.
Yeah. Yeah. So it was just constant, she said. So she answered as quick as she could. And okay. Some of you left voicemails, but remember, we don't.
Yeah, we don't
accept
count
the
that.
voicemails.
Voicemails, there's
So,
no way for us to
yeah.
be able to track
No,
that.
we can't manage those when we're down here. So
I think the
Okay.
ones that left voicemails just wanted you to know, Michelle, that they knew
That's
the
probably
answer.
it.
Yeah.
That's-
Michelle, don't go there. I covered it. Yeah, she was.
that was a lot of fun.
Michelle was just commenting about how people were calling up and going like, "Oh darn, it wasn't
Yeah.
the, wasn't
Yep.
the number 5."
And hang up and call back again.
Yeah,
So
that's great.
yeah, very cool. And so of course the wine and the popcorn will
Yes.
be heading your way.
That's awesome.
So, okay, next week, Wednesday, December 30th. Wow,
Yeah, I
almost
know.
the end of the year.
Yeah, 2 days before the
River
end.
Churns
River Churns.
without me. It's going to be the two of you holding down the fort.
We will.
We'll do our best.
Holding
They
down the
can.
fort.
I'm thinking about words we can use as a theme.
You know, since I will not be here to censor you all, I don't know
Oh,
if you
wait a
want to
minute.
watch.
Ken
I don't
is-
know if you want to watch next week.
Ken is our censor anyway. He
Yeah.
knows what's appropriate and
I
what's
do.
not.
Go ahead and call it a rated R show right now. Let's just go ahead and throw it out there. That
For reject,
I just don't know, but I think you all know I always take the week after Christmas off. So this is my traditional time, and just going to rest and recover, hopefully. So that's my plan. Might go out in the RV. You never know.
You never
Might
know.
go camping somewhere.
You never know.
Just some rest and relaxation. I don't want anybody to think I have the COVID, so that's why I need to make sure to say that. It's a planned vacation next week. Okay,
So,
Tom.
I've got a couple things today.
Okay.
We've been threatening this for a while now. But
we haven't had time.
Phyllis Hall's giving me some good stuff, so
She give us great stuff.
I'm finally getting to some of it.
Yes.
So I got 2 things to share today. So
Okay.
the first thing she sent us was some actual exchanges between pilots and control towers. I thought this was pretty cool. So a student became lost during a solo cross-country flight. While attempting to locate the aircraft on radar, the air traffic controller asked, "What was your last known position?" The student said, "When I was number 1 for takeoff."
Oh my gosh.
That's not going to help, I don't think.
No, probably not. I thought this one was cute, too. A DC-10 had come in a little hot and thus had an exceedingly long rollout after touching down. San Jose Tower noted, American 751, make a hard right turn at the end of the runway. If you're not able, take the Guadalupe exit off Highway 101, make a right at the lights, and return to the airport.
Oh, my gosh.
There's some good ones. And then I also wanted to, and there's more, and maybe I'll share them another time. This was another one that I thought was good. These are all from our church bulletin this week. So these ought to be good, right? So
Yes. Bloopers.
there are two things I've learned. There is a God, and I am not he. So going to church doesn't make you a Christian any more than going to McDonald's makes you a hamburger. I don't have to attend every argument I'm invited to. That's true, right?
Yes, it is.
Sometimes the majority only means that all the fools are all on the same side. To the world, you might be one person. This is good. To the world, you might be one person, but to one person, you might be the world. I thought that was really good. You learn from the mistakes of others. You can't live long enough to make them all yourself.
That's good.
Your worst days are never so bad that you're beyond the reach of God's grace, and your best days are never so good that you're beyond the need of God's grace. That's good too, isn't it? A coincidence is when God performs a miracle and decides to remain anonymous. Following the path of least resistance is what makes rivers and men crooked. When it comes time to die, make sure that all you have left to do is die.
Wow.
Those are
good.
These are some good stuff, right?
Yes.
So thank you, Phyllis, for sharing some of this with us. Thought that was good. Maybe a good way to end our show today.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, well, we won't see you all unless we see you in the hallway. We won't see you all for Christmas, so we wish you a very, very Merry Christmas.
Absolutely.
We love you all. Please, please, please stay safe. Please think twice about everything you're doing when you have visitors come on campus or when you go off campus. And remember, you're not only protecting yourself, you're protecting this community, and that is the most important thing we can do right now. We got to protect this community. So please, please, please help us with that. We love you all. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.